afternoon everybody and welcome to the flower patch. My name's Iris Smith and I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Hello guys, and I hope you're all okay and you're doing well and you've been doing lots of creating and making beautiful arrangements. Thank you for all your wonderful messages as always guys. You do touch my heart with all your heartwarming kindness. You know, it does really mean so much to me. Today, I'm going to do a candlestick arrangement. It's for one of my neighbours. They want a candlestick, but they want it in the colours of coffee colours. You know, and probably a bit of gold. They've come round and they've chosen, to my workshop, and they've chosen the flowers and the foliage, and that's what they fell in love with, and we're going to do the candlestick arrangement. She doesn't want a fancy bow, she just wants a plain burlap or hessian bow in brown. So I've already done one where the loops are 6 inches on the first loops that I made, then 5.5 inches, and then I've done one at 3 inch in the center, and I've got some tail ends that I've done, 2 at the top at around 6 inches, and then the ones at the bottom are 12 inches, so I've doubled up at the bottom. She's given me a sort of a design that she'd like, and she'd like it basically, I haven't glued this down yet guys, where it's higher up here and it then droops over the side, and that's what she said she'd like, the ribbon where it's got long tail ends to come over the side as well, and just a little bit around the bottom, but mainly, coming over the sides, going down. So that's what we're going to do for her. So we're going to, that's our ribbon. So this is for a lady, neighbour of mine called Caroline. Right, she's chosen some ruscus, and they come on just single stems like this, very quite thin actually at the stem, but they are, really good. I've used them many times and I do like them. So she's asked for ruscus, and what I'm thinking of is placing one of the ruscus over the side as it is in full like this. That's what's going through my head. She didn't choose this, but I've spotted 3 little pieces of ivy that I've had left in my oddments bucket, so I thought let's just add those in. She's asked for some fern. She chose the fern, and she chose this lovely rubbery texture. She says it feels really soft in her hands, so she does like this. So we're going to place in some fern. She chose this for filler foliage around the edge. She says it reminds her of a plant that she used to have at her old house where she used to live, and she loved it. So we're going to add in some of this for maybe filler foliage for her as well. And she loves these guys, the lovely spikey. Again, I say it again, they look like lavender. So, I'm going to say the green spiky lavender stem because of the leaves, that is. So I've got 3 out in case I want to place some as they are as a whole, or take the odd ones off and place them in singular. We'll see as we go along. Now, she did like this, guys. She wants a bit of like cream in it as well, creamy white colour. Now, these mango seed pods, she absolutely loved them. She likes the woody effect. She says it looks really pretty, so she'd like to add that in. And she also said it looks quite of a shabby chic look. and she likes that as well. So we're going to either chop away at that or add in bits. I've got 3 little bits in here that I use from another project, so we'll incorporate those and maybe add those around the side as well. She also, I've got the things down on the floor in case I need more, liked this snow willow stem, and she thought it was really, really pretty. She says it looks very, you know, nice and twiggy. She says she likes the natural look of it, and she'd like some of that in also. And she loves these. She thinks they're cute. That's her words. Oh, they're cute. I'd like those. Little baby chrysanthemums on, you know, a spray of them on a stem. Again, I've got the others down here if we need more, so we're going to incorporate those. Now again, for her floral, she likes these little wild daisies. She must have been here about an hour. She couldn't make her mind up at first because there was that much, but she does like these to go with the coffee colour because they've got white on as well and a bit of foliage. And she likes, again, she said her words were the twiggy bits, but she does want some of those in. They're more of a like a peachy colour, so, but she does like those. She also likes these lovely excuse me, miniature dahlias. So she likes the colour of those. They're like a brown going on to a coral colour, but she does like those as well, so we're going to place those in. I suggested to have a little bit of astilbe. I've shown her the colour that I've got in here, and she totally agreed, and she said she would like to see just some of that in also. She chose these. I've only cut off a few, you know, just 3. I don't want to overload it with these little peonies. Some obviously are still closed, and there's one that's open. So we're going to place those in the same colour as what the dahlias are. And then we've got some champagne roses. Again, these are the sort of roses I use for weddings. But she adored the colour of these. So, and she thought they looked so real. So we're going to add in some of those for her as well. And finally, guys, talking about peonies, she wanted the coffee coloured peonies. Do they look divine, guys, or do they not? They are absolutely beautiful colour. Really, really beautiful. I don't know if I can bring it closer up, if you can see, but look at the tones of colour in those. They are so, so pretty. I'm going to order more of these. So that's what we've got. It may seem a lot, but again, I always state, I don't always use everything or the amount that I've got here. I don't always need the full amount of everything. So that's what we're going to do. So I've got a cylinder oasis or dried foam. I've covered it in wreath wrap already and prepared it, and I want to stick it on to the candlestick, and I've turned on my glue gun for a change. So don't be shocked, guys. So what I'm going to do is just spread a little bit of the glue around the bottom, so our foam sticks to it beautifully. So now obviously this isn't, you know, it doesn't fill the whole of the candlestick. So if you feel like you want to put a little bit of moss in the bottom as well, you know, to add that extra little bit of interest, you know, that's fine. You can, you know, I'm not, you know, bothered. The lady didn't ask, Caroline didn't ask for it, so we're going to leave it as it is. But that is our lovely candlestick. I have these in different sizes, but she chose this size, and this is, let's just, 12 inches high. So I do have them smaller. So what I want to do, we start with our ruscus. It's a cold day today, guys. I took Benji for a walk, my neighbour's dog, and oh, it's bitter. It's bitter on the face. They've given snow out here Wednesday, Thursday time. So we'll see. So what I want to do, she didn't say whether she wanted the arrangement off to the side or to the front, but I'm going to do it to the front so she can like look at it. But I think that may be a bit too long because it's touching, you know, virtually the bottom. So I only want it to be around here so you can see at least some of the candlestick. So let me just cut that bit off at there, and let me just measure where I'd like it to be. Let's see where it is. Right, I'm going to, can I pull that off? No. So I'm going to snip that one, take the end piece off, and we're going to have it around that area. I personally think it may look better slightly offset, instead of at the front or at the side, just slightly like to the corner. So let's do it like that for her. So I'm going to place it like so, and I'm placing this stem virtually in the middle, bend it slightly over, let's just turn that around. So we've got it slightly going off to that side. And now this piece, I may do where it's coming, do it coming that way, where this is vertical at the back. So I'm going to have to cut again. Do I cut this piece? Or do I cut it short? I'm going to cut it slightly shorter. I don't want it too high. So we've got, let me just cut it at an angle. That's one of my mistakes I tend to do, guys. I tend to always just cut across when I'm chopping it off instead of at an angle. So I'm going to place that. Let's just have a look. Around there, and because I've got these pieces left that I've chopped off, I could place those perhaps one there, just coming out from the side. I don't want to have it on this side, so I'm just going to go in at an angle and just have that. It's like filling up this space here. So she's got it like that. Let me come and have a look at the camera now I've got this in, if you can see the top. Let's just... Yes. Because with the bow, what I want to do with the bow, I want to place that around here, approximately around here, so they can hang over as well. I think that's quite pretty. So I'm going to place that in a little bit further along after I've just placed a few more elements in. Let's take the band off. Oh my goodness, it's wrapped around the leaves. There we have it. So how many different sizes have we got? 1, 2, one's come off a leaf. So where's that come from? Oh, here. These are okay. I don't need to glue these. They click back into place. See, what I want to do with this, I want to place that just slightly on top of the ruscus and have it in between, so it looks like it's all growing together. So let me just cut that. There's not really much wire on these to manipulate, because it did come off of a garland. I don't know whether I like that, guys. I don't like that. That doesn't look right to me. I'll keep those out for a while. Let's go to our fern. Now I have got two different tones. Oh my goodness. Oh, the rubber bands are not doing it for me today. And I'm going to place probably one there. Instead place that one going over instead of the ivy. Let's get another one. Let's take them from the back. There we go. I'm only going to perhaps use 3. So let's just, and these are wired to up to there. The rest at the top is just free floating, as I say. And let me just place this. So I'm going to have that going over like so. We'll place another one off to the side here. And I'll do the same with that one. And then this one. I'm going to bring it outwards. I'm going to bring it here. It's not as wide, you know, it's not sticking out as much as the others. That's okay. I don't want it sticking out too much. So she's got that sort of an effect. Doesn't that look pretty? So I don't think I need any more of those. So let me get the bow in now as we're going along, so then I can see. I've placed a wire on the back and I've twisted one of the pieces of wire around the other to form my own stem. You can use wooden picks if you wish. You can use, if you've got a pick machine, that, or you can place in you know, a pick from a floral and wrap this wire around it and just glue it in place. I want to just, let me, I guess, just wrap that piece up and around. I don't want it that long. And I'm going to place that. Just make sure it's positioned correctly. Oops, the daisy. So I've placed that in there. Doesn't that look pretty? Just with the bow. You see how you can also make things where you just don't have to have, go on, floral. You can have greenery and just a bow. I know what I want to do. I'm just going to make my own U-pin because I want to hold that wire down. So I've just cut a bit off a thicker wire, bend it over to create a U-pin, like a floral pin. I'm just going to cut those the same size on the end. And I'm going to stick that over the wire of what's on the back of the ribbon, just to hold that in place so it doesn't move. Let me just press it down with this. There we have it. So then that stays in place now. So we have that, guys. Now, she did go and say she loved the mango seed pods. Where shall we place those? Yeah, I've already spotted somewhere. Again, just hanging over. Well, let me take the tag off. The tag's caught. I've got 3 little pieces that I want to place around here, around the side. So I'll place those to the side. And if I've got any, which I think I'll have some left from this, and I will place some more in and around. Now this is wired all the way to the tip, so you can manipulate this however you like. Where did I get this from? Hobbycraft. If you're wondering, guys, I got it from Hobbycraft in the UK. So think, do I need, I'm going to cut it there. This wire, wrap that around. Just spread the seed pods. So what I want to do with this, I want to do a similar thing. Do I bring it? Considering, let me just wrap the wire around at the bottom. Now I've cut it. Do I have it at the top? I don't know. Oops. I'm trying to figure out where to place it best, where it's going to look, you know, more effective. I was considering around here, but something's putting me off, and I don't know what. I think it would take off the lovely look from here, from the ruscus and the fern. So I was thinking, do I place it up above? No, because I want this to come to a point. I'm going to place it at the back there. Because it's quite wiry and quite tall, I've got one of the ruscus leaves at the back. As you can see, it just keeps flopping here. So I'm going to use this as a support. So I'm going to place it so she'll be able to see it. So I'm going to place that there just to support that ruscus, but I will like bring the odd seed pod through, so she will be able to see that she's got them in as well. And just incorporate those, just so it can like hold that ruscus leaf up. Now I've got another one that's slightly longer. I want to see, would it be better underneath? Yeah, I'm going to bring this one underneath. Now they are extremely well wired together with lots of layers. So let me just untangle that. Cut it. And then I'm going to just take this. You can get a floral wire if you wish, but because these are all little separate pieces of wire, I'm just using the odd ones and going around just to secure, just twisting it so they all stay together. Like so. So that's another. I'm just checking as well down the stem, because there's little bits that look loose of the wire. So obviously when they were made, they were just added on to it. So I'm securing them from coming off when they look a little bit loose. And I don't like loosey-goosies. So I'm going to bring this somewhere around here, so she can, it's just intermingling with it. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Oh, my son says he's got a parcel, guys. The 3 parcels coming today. He's just says to me about an hour ago, Mum, I've got 3 parcels coming today. See you, I'm going to work. That was it. So we may get 3 knocks on the door. So I'm bringing this one, because I've got that one up there, I'll bring this one here. And I've got this as well, slightly coming forward, so you can see that it's in there. I'm just going to slightly manipulate it a bit further under. So it's like this, guys. I think that looks better. And then the little pieces that I've got, again, let's just make sure they're all wrapped around. Twist the wire so they're secure. We don't want them popping off for the customer. That one's okay. So I'm going to bring one at the back. So I'm going to just bring a few things in. At the back as well. And I'm just adding little small pieces like this in. So I will add the 3. I'll add one here as well. I don't want to go, because I'm trying to create my boundary around the back here. I don't really want to go much further than this. Maybe slightly a little bit more, but not really much, because the arrangement is all basically at the front, and that's where, you know, the design is. And then I'll place one slightly up there, and I'm bending it up so it doesn't go too long, because they're wired, so I'm manipulating them and bringing them up. I think that's a little bit moving, so let me place a bit more glue in. I'm going to secure it a little bit more, guys. I do like to do this for the customers as well. If I can see it's moving, I will make sure it's got plenty more glue in. So I'll just let that dry a moment, and I'll push it down to hold it. So I think because we've got our bow in, I think that looks quite pretty. Let me get that glue string. Do I add in a full one? Or do I go straight to this? I'm going to use this. Something's telling me this. So again, I don't want it too high. How high shall we go? So always like look at your arrangement and, you know, just have a look, you know, front facing towards yourself. Where would you want it? How high would you want it? Does it, you know, balance out with the rest of it? Does it, you know, looks out of place sitting here? If so, would it look better at the bottom, or would, you know, it look better if you chopped a few of it off, a bit of it off, and had it in the background as a background foliage, well, floral, and then use the rest, chop the rest of it off and place them just in front. Take all those the elements into, you know, those ideas into consideration. Again, I don't want it there, because then, oh, mind you, I don't want it at the back. I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to cut it halfway. So there's only 2 on here on this stem. I think that looks quite pretty there, because then you've got the tall piece here and then the little piece filling in this gap here. So I'm going to cut that and place that one in. because I've cut it, we've got this left, and that's what I save. So let me just take that bit off. Somebody's here.
Hey, darling.
Hiya. Hello.
Hey,
You having a good day? Oh.
they're never good days working for this.
Aren't they, Dawn? Oh, you love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's the first parcel for my son. Is it? Yeah. That's one of my other local deliveries. He's very quick at his job. But the thing is, he'll come in, drop it off. They'll have to take a picture for proof that they've delivered it to your house. So if anybody rings up and says, oh, you've not brought me my parcel, they don't get into trouble. So they've got the proof on their work phone. And he comes and I go, hi. And he's running up the pavement, up the, path. What we call a path, and I think you call them a sidewalk. He's running up there. Hi, here you go, bye. And he's like that. And it's his wife who also works for the same company, who brings me my parcels as well. So I'm placing that there. So that to me is enough there. I don't want any more. Now I've got this with all of these. I can either break it down again and have that little one by itself and have those 3. So I'm just going to check again and see where I'd like it to be placed. And personally, something's telling me opposite the one I've just placed in, just there. But I don't want it that full, so I'm going to cut it. I'm going to take the bottom one off again. See, I've got a little flower at the bottom. You could take them off and then you have some prongs on your on your stem, and you can just place them on there. I've got one down here. I need a bit of a stem to place in, so I've got another one up here I can use as well. So I can cut that piece off and tidy this stem up for the customer especially. So we've got that one now doing it. I've got another, I think, yeah, one more. So I may take this bottom one off as well and hire the flowers on these little prongs, the spear prongs, and this, and they'll help because that's what you can use them for. It's just moving your flowers from the bottom into another position on your stem. If I can get that through, they click on. I need to push that one down. Oh, I can't get that one on. Let's get the flower on instead. Oh my gosh, I can't get it on, guys. They're very good at clicking in place. Now I'll try it in later, but I don't want the one on the bottom. Again, I want a longer stem to be able to play around with. So this one here that we've got, I'll just tidy that one up as well. And that's got 3 on. Now I want that one to come opposite the one at the top. So that's where we're going to place this one. So that one, I'm going quite close in. I don't want it too far out. So we've just manipulate that one slightly. And then the one that I've got here is going to off to the side. And then we'll place that. Let's just move the foliage. So we've got that out like that, guys. Let's see those little flowers. Doesn't that look pretty? I'm sure Caroline will love that. So now we've got those little flowers in. So let's see, she wanted some wispy bits. I'm going to start adding bits of floral. Let's place in, and I told my friend Caroline, the neighbour, that with these being quite big, she doesn't need too many in. And she said, well, she'll just leave that with me to what I think's best. So let's have a look where I'm going to place, and you know where I'm going to place it, I guess. Let's just cut that. I just place it so you can see. I may take the greenery off of that. Let's just see without the greenery, without the leaves. And again, because it's going offset, let's just move that out of the way. It'll be something around that area. I'm not going to place that greenery on. I may place it around the back, you know, for filler foliage. I did say to her I'd probably use 2 buds and a big one. So let's get the buds. I can just bend them over. 1, 2. So we'll place those there for now. So I've got 2 of the buds. Now that one's got foliage on. Let's take the plastic off. I'm considering placing one somewhere around this area. I was considering bringing one here, but or one down here, because we need to bring the floral down as well. So let's try that. Let me just... I don't like those leaves on them. I like them, but not on this arrangement on the front. So what I'm going to do is just cut that at an angle. I'm going to place just having to stand up, guys. I'm going to just slightly bend the head as well. Now let's see. No, it's going off to the side. It looks better off to the side than down at the bottom. I feel it just looks slightly better. It gives that triangular position with this. And it also makes it more balanced by doing that. I've got these other small ones and the roses as well that I can bring down here. But with the peonies, I want them around each other. So it's coming off to the side to balance it out. And then I'll just bend the head again, slightly in. So we've got it like that. We'll save that leaf as well. So let's have a look what Caroline else has got. Now these will look pretty added in. I think these can go around. I think I've got the long one. I'm going to cut these up. Got that one. That one. There's 5 heads. You can cut them down to 5, or you can have them as 3. And what I want to do with these, just bend. I want to bring one drooping down low. Let's get the floral coming down to the bottom. So let's go through here and bring that down. So you've got that effect at the bottom. Now we've got the another taller piece. And I'm going opposite, right opposite, and then this little bit can come out around the opposite side. So I'm going opposite, so it's going to be just around, let me pop that chrysanthemum in, around there somewhere. And then the little one that we've got will come somewhere either around here or here. So let's go those and get those in and go opposite. Just look at where you've placed it on the front. Go in a diagonal position. That will help you with your placement of it. Then that can pop its head through there. Just slightly straighten that stem. Well, do I actually place it this side? No, I'm going to place it the opposite side. Oh, it's fell out. Oh, didn't I place it in? I didn't put it in. There's no glue on it. I didn't place the peony in. Oh my goodness. That is so, so silly of me. Well, I'm going to just place this one in just before I carry on. I can't believe that, guys. Why wouldn't I have placed that in? Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful colour. So I'm gonna place it in. I can't believe that. So there, it's in now. It is in. And it's going through my head. I'm sure I put it in. I must have just placed it and not did it, you know, not put it in and just left it as is. It's, I want to sort out the wispy bits. Yeah. I'm just going to take 3 off to start with. I'm going to place one in front of the ruscus. We need a little bit of floral here. We've got it here, but nothing here. So let's get one in there. Let me just stand up. Yeah, like that. Push that up to the top. Cut the plastic off. And I'm going to go to the side here with this one. Let's just cut it a little bit shorter. I don't want that sticking out too far, so we've got a little bit of colour there. Let's push that leaf up as well, because these are push-ups. So let's just have a look around the front. And I'm going to bring a long piece down at the bottom. So we've got, then it's balanced out beautifully. So let me just position this correctly. Just above our ruscus. So we've got that there as well. I hope you can see. I'll lift it up so you can see the bottom. So I don't want to go any further than that or that at the top. I'm not going to place any more in because again it's not a big arrangement, you know, a big candlestick. I want to place in the astilbe. I say astilbe. Again, this has got the same leaves as what the other one has. It might be lavender, but just a different colour. I'm going to have to look at my invoices. Right, so we're going to be placing, I'm going to look for the darker colours because there's a couple that are lighter. That's a bit lighter. There's a darker one. So what I'm going to do, just put it on there. I may place 5 in. So let's get 5 out. Just put those there. And what I'm going to do in front of this fern here, I'm going to place 1. And these are our wispy bits as well. On there. Got fluff on it. I'm going to go opposite with it again. I've just cut it. I don't want it as long though. So I will go with this. This again, and just have that hanging slightly over. I want one at the side of the tail end here coming out. Again, I'm going to cut that one slightly a bit shorter because I don't want that sticking too far. We've created our structure. So we've got that one coming there. I'm going to bring one just where these flowers are, these little daisies. Take one there as well. Just behind. So you've got that one. And then let's just have a look for the one more. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring it down where the chrysanthemums are. So we're going to go under. I don't want them on top. And bring that down as well. So I don't want any more. That is 5, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. So we've got our 5 in. So that is that also. I want to just place in a little bit of this filler foliage around the back while I'm looking at it, and I'm just and what I'm doing, because it's wispy as well, I'm going to get these, what I've had on the peonies. We're going to place those on picks, and we're going to incorporate those to the back as well as our filler foliage. So let's cut that one, and then use the other half for the other leaf of the pick. And just shorten that one. So I'm going to place this like that in there because it's a wider leaf. The more broader leaves they are, they cover up more space by just using little pieces, like I've just placed in the first one. You're going to have to put lots and lots of them in to cover up if you're trying to cover your foam. So that will cover a little bit more. Let's just get one of those. I've got the ivy there as well. I could chop bits of ivy up. Bring that out at the side. Let's use a little bit of ivy. Again, I'm not adding in the same foliage, just one type. I want to add in little pieces of different foliage. Give it a variety. That's not gone in very well. So let me get my hole puncher just to give me a helping hand. So that's another one placed in. And because I've got these little oddments, I'm going to add that. So I've just done that at the back there. I'm going to place this other one around here as well. So let's just lift up that. So it spreads. And it covers this area like that. And then we're going to use again our little pieces. I've got the ruscus as well. The ruscus as well. I could add in the odd piece of that. And all I did was start at the top, just to add in and cover a little bit there. And again, I've got the ivy. Oops, that one's broke. The wires come out. Let's place them on single picks. Take the leaf off. So I'm just cutting them down. If I can get that one off. Yeah. So I've got some little ones as well. So because I've done that, let's just place one here as well. So that covers that area. And again, we've got all of this to have a go with and have fun with. Let's get those out. And you know, apart from the ivy, I won't incorporate anything else. So I've got to try and get it to cover, you know, this is what the customer has requested, you know, so I do need to get it to cover that area with what she's chosen. So I want to do the back so I can focus with the rest of the floral. And this is just, you know, again, where's that come from? Let me glue that back on. Because she won't be seeing, she says it's going up against something, so, you know, she won't be seeing the back of it. Let's get the ivy in as well to cover that area. Another little piece underneath. And what I'm going to do is just get a couple of taller stems, just so it doesn't look like it's know, just straight up. I'm going to bring these slightly up a little bit, just to add a bit more movement around the back, but sort of like, you know, a bit tall up in height, like so. I think I want something there. Let's see if I can get, let's get two more of the ivy, and then really that's the back then finished. We don't really need to do anything else to the back. So I'm just filling in that little piece. And then I'm going to just fill in this bit here. Let's just sit that out of the way a moment. So that's all I'm going to do to the back. I'm not going to, you know, do any more again. Caroline said that it's just going up along something. So now we can focus on the front. We don't need no more of those. And so we are good to carry on. You can do this in all any colours you like, guys. This is the sort of style. You know, you don't have to just do it in this colour. Now I want to get the roses. Oh, they're on raffia. Let's cut it. So if you've noticed, I'm only putting virtually like a minimum of like 3 florals of everything, like 3 of these in 3 different places. Let me just stand that one back up. That's fallen for some reason. There we have it. 3 of the peonies, 3 of the little daisies. So it's basically 3. The only thing I've done is 5 is here. We had 3, I think 3 pieces of the ruscus as well, 3 fern. So I'm not using a full bunch of everything. So, and again, we've got our roses. This will add another lovely different colour to it, and also a bit more interest. And, you know, I'm a true believer. I always say, if you keep adding things into your arrangements, if it's not making it look any better or giving it that more wow factor, take it out. Don't place anything else in. If you can't make it better than it is, don't carry on. You know, leave it as it is. Because you can, you know, people have asked me, when do you know when to stop? And I always say, when you add floral or foliage in and it doesn't give it any more wow factor, then stop. You know, that's when you stop. So, you know, it can, you don't want to make it, you know, too much. I'm going to bring a rose in between the 2 mums on this side, going down. Not as long. I'm going to bring it slightly in between these 2 here. So I'm forming a little triangle with these. So I'm going to cut this slightly shorter. Let's just lift up our bow. I want to make sure I'm not going, that's a bit, I think I need a little bit of a helping hand with it. Something's in the way. So I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. It started to look a little bit too long. So let's just take that out. Just fluffing up. I want to see foliage. So we've got that here. Again, I'm only going to use 3. I don't need, you know, all of them. And plus as well, I do say, you know, I advise with customers, even though they've chosen, you know, what they'd like in it, sometimes if I am doing the arrangement and my personal, you know, my you know, my knowledge and experience in it, and I will say to them, look, I know you chose those flowers, but it was just too much. You know, I can show you a pic, you know, and I will send them the message before I finish and say, you know, this is with one in, this is without. Sometimes they come back and say, no, still put it in, you know, place it in. And, you know, that's the customer's choice. So I do that. Other times I say, yes, you're right, it doesn't, you know, look right. You know, I take it out. So then I take it out. But I don't just do it and not tell them. I always inform them. If something like, if with these, you see, personally, I don't think they look right. So I will take a picture. I'll have a look. We'll have a look when we get to them. But if they don't look right, because I think they're too big as well, they sort of like take your eye away from all this, you know, these, because they are quite big. If they were smaller, then maybe, but we have got these that are smaller, so in the same colour. So I will take, you know, maybe when we have a look, if they don't look right, I'll leave them out. And after the video, then I will place one in, take a photograph, and I will, you know, contact the customer and take a photograph with one in and with one out. And then, you know, they can tell me what they think. If they still want it in, then I will, you know, fulfill the customer's wishes. It's just something, you know, just from my, you know, years of experience of saying, you know, whether it looks a bit too much or not. So with this one, I'm going in between the peonies. So that's going here. So I'm breaking up those 2 peonies. And I'm just going to have those, and the down in size, I've not placed these higher than those. I've brought them down in size. Now, because we've got that there, I'm wanting to bring some over here to give that triangle position, because this colour is all down this side. Now I need to bring at least something of that colour across here to just balance those, you know, balance it out, and so it just doesn't look like I'm missing. I could even place it here, but I think personally it needs to go there. So let's just cut again. I'm just moving the leaves around so they're facing forward. You don't have to do that. I'm just doing it because one's facing backwards. And if I can't twist it, I will pull it off and then glue it back on in the, you know, in the position that I'd like it to sit, because this one keeps wanting to go back. So I will try and pull it off. If I can't, like this one's been a little bit tough, so I'm not going to risk it, because if I do pull it, it may snap. So let's see. It needs to be smaller than that. So let's get this one in. So I brought some of that colour in on the opposite side as well. Now I could, if I wish, got another one, brought it down here, because it looks like that's got no colour, and brought another one up there to make 5. So I may do that instead, because I think it looks a little bit lost here of, again, of this champagne. Well, it's like a champagne, well, it is a champagne colour, but it, you know, I don't know what I was going to say. I'm lost for words. So I'm going to bring one down here. So let's see. Turn the foliage around again. And I always like to have the bud, because the bud is longer than the bigger rose, I like to have the bud underneath the big rose, so it looks like it's extending. So yeah, we're going to do that. So I'm just going to cut. And I'm going to, just where these mango seed pods are, and incorporating them into that. And bringing the colour down this side as well. So you don't really, when you come to doing candlesticks, you don't have to do them where they're always just going over, you know. And I'm going to place one here, just here. And then you've got all that colour all around, balanced. And looking really pretty. Just, I can't see what's in the way. That's it. I think I may need to cut that. Oh no, I can push it in a little bit more. I'm going to place, I think, just a little bit of filler foliage under there. So I don't want that one. Right, let's get to these. As much as they are pretty, oops, a daisy. Let's see, they may look nice. I'm just placing these in, and I just want to see. I'm going to need at least 3. So let's just place that on there. I don't know. I've got 3 of these. They're smaller. Same colour. Let's see, guys. Some of the buds I'm going to put the full one here. I'll turn it around again and I'll show you. Take that one out and I'll place this one back in its place. If I can just attach it to something to hold it there. And then that one. Now me personally, guys, I think that's better because they're a smaller headed flower. I will take a picture with one, you know, with them in. I won't glue them in, I will just place them in alongside. I'm putting these where they are, but I will place these in and take a picture after the video and see what the customer says. So I'm not going to place those in just yet. So personally, I could even bring that one just slightly down here a little bit, around there. Yeah, around there, in this, around that's better position. It's around than there. It doesn't look, you know, if I take that away, too bland there and place that there, there's nothing there unless I lift that up, but then it looks bland underneath. So I'm going to place that there because we've got the rose there. So let's get this one in. Let me just lift up that. A little cluster there. And then I'm going to do the same and bring this slightly there because there's nothing really there apart from that colour rose. So we're going to incorporate this into that colour. I actually like that going over there. Bring that there. And then the one just in where the bow is, bring something into the bow. And we'll do that. Just got a little bit of foliage there as well, with a little bit of a cluster of our florals as well. So I think that's quite pretty, really, really pretty. Again, I need a little bit of filler foliage under there. I think I had a couple of pieces left, yeah. So I can see a little gap. I'll just place. There. Right, so we're left with a choice, because she wants these in as well, which I personally think now placing them as a cluster would be way, way, way too much. Yeah, it would start to make it look slightly messy. So I'm going to take a few off of the stem. 1, 2, and just pull them off. 3, 4, oops a daisy, 5. So let's just grab that one. Let me just place that out of the way and get these on picks as well. So then I've given Caroline everything she's requested, apart from those dahlias. I'm gonna give her my professional opinion on that. So I do like to keep in, communicating with the customer. I do like to, sometimes I show them, if they're ordering several things, especially for weddings, certain stages that I've got to, maybe if I've done one buttonhole or corsage, then I will take a picture and send it to the bride and ask if there's anything they want changing to it or adding, just so I haven't got to do the whole of it, then show the bride, and then she says I don't like it. I'd rather do, take a step, take her through each step, through the journey of me making them, just so then, it comes to where she will be happy with them and I haven't got to change anything. So it's like with the bridal bouquet, I could start doing and placing in the, the foliage and everything, and then the odd flower, I will take a picture and say, tell her that this is how I've got so far. Is she liking the design? I will, I will build the structure of it with the foliage and everything. And then, is she happy with that sort of a design? Is that what she's requesting? That sort of a look. If she says yes, I will carry on. And then I'll go a bit further, add a few more flowers in and that. And then take another picture and show her. I just like to keep them informed and up to date with what the process of things. Right, we're going to dot these around. There's only 5, so I'm going to place 1 just here. You'll just see it at the back. I'm going 1 behind the chrysanthemum because that's just a little bit on its own, a little bit of a gap there. So I'm giving that something to bounce off behind it. I'm going to bring 1 from here where the peony is. Again, I can add more. It doesn't have to be 5, I can add 7. Let me cut that shorter. That's a little bit too long. that behind there. I'm going to obviously bring one right down to the bottom. So I'm just going to move that seed pod out of the way. Bring one down at the bottom. And then one behind this here, where this tail end is. Let's just check. Right, I can see a little bit. I'm going to get the ruscus. Oh, is that a bit too long? Yeah, it's a little bit too long. Where's those filler foliage? Oh. I only need that little piece. And that's it. That's all I needed was one. So I'm not going to place any more in. It's not going to make anything else, you know, more different to what it's already looking. So they can go there as well. So let's just have a look myself. So that literally would stand where this is going off to the side like that. So let me just clear. So that's our project for today. I'm not going to do again anymore. I think we've finished with that. Excuse me. I brought the ribbon through it, you know, one above, left that hanging above and one underneath. Left these two hanging, you know, at the top. That one's twisted, I think. Yeah, that one's twisted. That's better. So I've got those up there. And again, lovely colours that she likes, coffee colours. I think that's quite pretty. That really is quite pretty, the colours. So she'll have a wonderful, hopefully, you know, she'll give me feedback because I see her every day walking her dog. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope you can see it if I lift it up at the bottom, you know, how I've done it at the bottom where it's gone there. You can still see this, you know, the candlestick itself. I haven't hidden it. Again, the arrangement goes off to the left, and then it just goes up to the top, and then it's just flatter on this side, you know, and then on the back just a bit of filler foliage because I haven't put any colour in there. In fact, there's that rose, isn't there? I've got one rose. I'm going to put this is one rose out of all of them. Why have it in my tub by itself? Let's get that one rose in and just place that in at the back. We may as well. I usually do, even though she says it's going up against something, just bring that colour in at the back. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Comfort. I bring those up. Make those smaller. I'm just thinking. No, I'm going to keep it like that. I don't want to disturb it anymore. That's just so I can use this up, this final rose. So, I may actually make that stand up a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. Stood up like that. So, yes, so it goes slightly off to the... You can do this in any colour, guys. It doesn't matter as well. The candlesticks don't have to be small. They can be... You know, well, you can have them small, you can have them extremely large. I've got some candlesticks that are around, I think, 28 inches. I've also, you know, so you can do them on things like that. You can do them, this sort of arrangement as well. You could do it on lanterns as well, you know, because you're going over one side. And it would look lovely, and you could do this color, you know, with anything. It could be an all year round color, you know, especially in the autumn. It would look really, really pretty, and you know, have that really autumnal look. But it's also got, you know, because it's got the white the milky white chrysanthemums and the daisies and the champagne roses, it also gives off that look. You know, also where you can have like, you know, summer flower colours. You know, people have flowers this colour in the garden, you know, where they're darker. Some people say to me spring colours are always pastels. That's not the case. You know, red's not a pastel. You know, it's not a pastel colour. It's a rich colour, you know. So this is, you know, you've got the odd pastels in it. So it could be spring, summer, autumn, winter, all year round arrangement, which would look fabulous in your house, guys, you know, or, you know, on your table, on your hallway as you enter, in your foyer, you know, in your window, on your cabinet, on your dining room table, anywhere, guys. It would, I'm sure it would look superb. So give it a go and enjoy. And again, I've not used a full bunch of everything apart from the roses. I've used a full bunch. Oh, and the snow willow and the chrysanthemums. Well, I've used one full stem. So so other than that, you know, it's not really that much in it. It looks busy, it looks like there's a lot, but majority of the stuff have got their own foliage. So if you pick some florals that come with their own foliage, that will help you as well with your budget, you know, or if you're on a budget with your finances to the point where you haven't got to place in as much foliage, you know. So, and I like those sort of things because they do it for you. They choose the foliage, what goes with the florals for you, you know, so that's a good thing. But if not, you know, just add in the odd bits of you know, of your own. I'm sure it would look superb. So give it a go, guys, in whatever colour you like. So, you know, again, this is a customer's order. So please subscribe, share and like to the world, to everybody who you know. Tell them to come along and join, you know, our wonderful tutorials where we have a laugh along the way, and, you know, I give you some great ideas, you know, to take along, you know, on board to hopefully help you, you know, create something beautiful for yourself, family members, friends, or even to sell on, you know, as a little business, or just to do as a hobby, you know, whichever it may be, guys. I'm always here to give you little ideas of creations that you could, you know, I'm sure you could make for yourself. So take care, God bless, have a wonderful day, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Alright, let's just turn it. Let's bring it this way a little bit. So that's how it stands off to one side. And there you have your beautiful, if I can get my phone's doing it again, guys. One moment. Let me just, there we go. Beautiful coffee coloured peony with the bud as well. and then our wonderful bow, and our beautiful champagne roses with our, it's like a peachy wild daisy, and our astilbe with our lovely little miniature mums. And these are part of a peony, what have not quite opened. What else did we have done? Oh yes, our mango seed pods, as you can see just here. Our lovely spikey. Wow, what can I say? I'm going to go lavender. I'm going to just stick with that. And yeah, and there's our lovely snow willow there as well. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope that you're going to give it a go. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow, and I love you all. Bye for now.